Good evening and welcome to the West Weekly Report. I'm Stuart Rockmacher.
And I'm Dan Harley, and here's the news. Today being Halloween, all 12 elementary schools in the area are having their annual Halloween parades. Our roving reporters visited the elementary schools and taped the fun-filled parades. We will air the tapes next Wednesday. Also in concurrence with Halloween, SAO is sponsoring a pumpkin contest. All money raised by this contest will be donated to the Leukemia Foundation.
In sports this week, last Saturday, the West varsity football team played Highland at Highland. Unfortunately, they lost 17-6. However, our JV team won. The first round of the girls field hockey state tournament was played yesterday at 3 p.m. at Vineland High School between West and Vineland. The East-West boys gymnastic meet was held last Friday. As with all competitions with our crosstown rival, this meet provided much interest and excitement. The meet will be shown following the junior school muse at 7:30 on this channel.
Last Wednesday, West held its third college mini-fair in the library. During all lunch periods, there were representatives from several colleges and universities to talk with students about admission requirements, field of study, and a host of other questions. This last Sunday, West Theater Workshop put on a presentation of Raggedy Ann and Andy Meet the Terrible Gingerbread Witch. The entire play was videotaped and will be shown later in the year. Mrs. Boswell directed this very successful event. Stu?
Last week, SAD, Students Against Drunk Driving, held its first meeting in West Library. Senior Steve Cantor helped to organize the meeting and make plans for the future. Today, the Zelda Morris Pavis chapter will hold its annual induction ceremony. The ceremony will be held in the main auditorium at 8 p.m. Both students and parents are invited to attend.
This Friday, November the 2nd, Theater Workshop is sponsoring the second annual Mr. Cherry Hill West pageant. Last year's winner, Ken Hastings, will be on hand this year to pass the crown on to this year's Mr. Cherry Hill West. Stu?
SAO's second annual pajama party will be held next Wednesday, November 7th from 8 to 11. Admission is $2 with pajamas and $3 without.
This has been the West Weekly Report. Thank you for watching and tune in next week. Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to this Halloween edition of Eastcast. I'm Gail Abrams with Lou Portella to bring you this week's news. Just for your information, Halloween was introduced in the United States by the Irish. It originated here as a mischief-making occasion which could be prevented with the presentation of a treat. So beware, should you forego the treat, you never know what trick a Cherry Hill student could play. On Friday, October 26th, Student Congress sponsored the Monster Mash Bash, the second dance of the year. Students were requested to wear costumes, and many exhibited a diverse imagination. Highlights included an Iranian Shah and the stereotyped school nerd. 400 students attended. This time, the dance was held in the cafeteria, and the students were allowed to mingle in the coolness of the courtyard. A new DJ played all the favorites, and dancing continued throughout the evening. Proceeds from this activity will go towards the state charity, the Arthritis Foundation.
SAT preparation courses are being offered by East this year. If you're interested for either the math or the English classes, register at the main office. There is a registration fee of $25, and all students must purchase the 12th edition of Barron's SAT Preparation. This book is available through the main office or during the first day of classes. A reminder that tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m., the College Bound series will be broadcasted on this channel. The topic is the recruitment of the high school athlete, and at 7:30 p.m., the Verbal and Math SAT Preparation Program, hosted by East Mr. Pinzer, will be aired. The Student Council has announced that the annual FOP Christmas Party will be held on Monday, December 10th. The party benefits over 1,000 handicapped children of the Delaware Valley and was an absolute success last year. For information on how you can help make this year's even better, contact your home representative through class officers or Mr. Belchikoff. There will be an organizational meeting tomorrow in Lecture Hall 2 at 7:30 p.m. East-owned super substitute Charles Musumeci was seen on Channel 10's 10 Around Town as the ghost of Benjamin Franklin and William Penn. The show will also air tonight at 7:30. Mr. Musumeci has been busy here at East as the first male advisor of the cheerleaders. His future wife, Bunny Hewitt, and his niece, Heather Law, are choreographing the girls' routines. Debbie Stockhammer spoke with Mr. M and co-captains Mary Gauthier and Jill Steinberg.
Okay, I'm here with Mr. Musumeci, the advisor for the cheerleaders, and the two co-captains, Jill and Mary. Mr. Musumeci, how did you come to be the advisor of the cheerleaders?
Mr. Bannon didn't have anyone else, and he asked me, but I'm very happy that I undertook the job.
Okay, what is unusual about this year's cheerleaders?
Well, we're probably the prettiest cheerleaders in South Jersey. We're also going to have male cheerleaders this year during the winter basketball season, and we're going to be appearing on Dancing on Air in November.
Okay, Mary, what kind of routine is this squad going to perform?
Okay, well, we combine like dance movements and cheerleading moves into like one cheer, and his niece Heather Law choreographed it.
And when will this be aired, Mr. Musumeci?
Oh, it's sometime in November. We really don't have the date. We'll be taping November 4th, and they stipulated at Channel 17 that we will be on sometime in the course of November. So we want everybody in Cherry Hill to watch us and to vote for us as the best cheerleaders in South Jersey.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Musumeci,
you.
Mary, and Jill, and this is Debbie Stockhammer for Eastcast. The East Cum Laude Society has elected its officers for the 1984-85 school years. Their president, Eric Simonoff, vice president, Darshit Saw, secretary, Bumjin Chang, and treasurer, Steve Johnson. Congratulations to the new officers. We will advise you when the tutoring service is available. The production of East's fall show, Barefoot in the Park, is right on schedule. The drama department is psyching itself with an extra amount of energy for two very special reasons. Barefoot in the Park is the first Neil Simon production to be put on its East stage and is boasting 3 separate casts. It is scheduled to run 3 times during the last week in November and the first week in December, with the cast performing one show east. Tickets for the show will go on sale in early November. The Mock Trials Club held its first meeting for this school year on Monday. Advisor Mrs. Jepson and members discussed a complex case dealing with several constitutional issues, including freedom of the press and right to privacy. Last year's team won Camden titles and went on to local finals. Good luck this year. On Friday, all sophomores will take the New Jersey State driver's test in health class. All sophomores will report to their health class that day. This means that any student who has a double lab period taken from health must miss it, so please plan accordingly. Any request for a course level change must be made by January 4th, 1985. If you are considering a level change, see your teacher and guidance counselor prior to that date. Students are notified that class rank is cumulative, beginning with the grades earned in 9th grade, and will be supplied to the student if asked for.
On November 3rd, the French exchange students will leave for Salon de Provence. They will be spending 1 week in Salon, with side trips to Monaco and Avignon. While staying in France, the students will live with French families, attend classes at a French high school, and conclude their visit with a tour of Paris. Bon voyage. We will be bringing you student impressions when they return. Have you adapted to the new TV schedule yet? Have you chosen your new favorites? Well, B15 will bring you some reviews of the shows. Tonight, Cheryl Platt previews Kate and Allie, written by Cherry Hill West graduate.
There is a new show on Channel 10 called Kate and Allie, and you wouldn't want to miss it. It was developed by Cherry Hill West graduate Sherry Coben, who is the executive story editor. It's on Monday night at 9 o'clock and stars Jane Curtin and Susan St. James, who previously worked together in the hit film How to Beat the High Cost of Living. They play two divorcees who live together and are out on their own for the first time, yet one is more independent than the other. An example of the story goes like this. Kate comes home after a hard day at work and announces that she quit her job because of harassment from her boss. Since Allie has never had a job, they face financial difficulties because Allie has 2 children and Kate has 1. While Kate is out looking for a 9-to-5 job, Allie stumbles into the business of cake making. It starts out as a small business, but then Kate decides to devote all of her time as Allie's business manager. And before they know it, they get in over their heads. Although this was just one episode, the weekly plot always deals with another aspect of their single lives. Whether it be a problem with the kids, or just a problem with their new lifestyle, the situation is always very humorous and entertaining. I strongly recommend Kate and Allie because it looks at the lighter side of a serious situation, which shows the modern woman out on her own. Kate and Allie is sure to do well, although it faces tough competition from Monday Night Football and the NBC Monday Night Movie. This has been Cheryl Platt for Eastcast.
On the sports scene, East football team scored a Cougar victory against Paul VI in a home game Saturday. The score was 22-14, with David Mitchell scoring 2 touchdowns and Tommy Cohen 1. A safety at the end brought in the final points. Saturday, the team plays Edwards away at 3:30. The boys' gymnastic teams met against West last week and won 106.7 to 96.7. One member stated that the team did not hit as well as we could have. The team standards thus are very high. We will bring you this meet after the news show tonight on B15. Friday, the boys will battle Shawnee Home at 7 p.m. and Saturday have a novice meet at West 10:30 to 3 o'clock.
Girls tennis has become quite active lately, as they have been involved in a variety of competitions. On Thursday, they claimed victory over Shawnee in the All-South Jersey Group 4 category. They will compete during the following week with Groups 1, 2, and 3 on the road to the finals being held in North Jersey. On the 26th, competition continued for the best single and doubles players for the All-Olympic Conference. On Sunday, members of the team participated in the Coaches Association tournament, a tennis meet open to any female player in South Jersey. East is proud that those in first place are members of the school and the team. Tricia Eudicius was named for singles, and Lisa Barbarito and Jill Goldham for doubles. Congratulations to the team members and to Coach Dave Cole.
Exciting news for girls cross country. After persistent inquiry from coaches, the first complete female team was allowed to compete in this year's conference. Previously, girls were only entered in individual races and, as usual, scored well. Overall, Lynn Kelly placed 11th, Kathy Jacob 14th, and Jenny Stafford 15th. The top scorer was Kathy McCarthy in 3rd place. She was first team at all conference and is likely to place at all South Jersey. The individual efforts of the 7-member team was calculated together, and East placed 2nd at the Olympic Conference meet behind Paul VI. The boys cross country also placed 2nd in the Olympic Conference with 14-1 for the year. Paul Borghese was selected as an all-conference runner, and Steve Brooks and Vince Fong made the freshman team. Good luck to the teams in this Saturday's South Jersey sectionals. The girls' soccer team continued their winning season as they rolled to their 7th straight victory. Goals by Liz Meyer, Wendy Young, and Erin Halpern led to the 3-1 score against Morristown. In addition, the girls prevented Morristown from making 8 shots on goal. The junior varsity is following in varsity's footsteps as they completed their 6th win on Friday against Morristown, 5-1. Goals were by Cheryl Heroditsky, Michelle Moraldo, and Jenny Ford, and help in rooting the goal was given by Christine Siegel. On Monday, the girls' soccer team boosted its record to 14-3 by defeating Maple Shade. Marge Kresminski scored 2 goals and Liz Myers scored 1. Michelle Kavenko collected her 9th win in goal. The junior varsity, however, lost 1-0.
In hockey action last week, the girls' varsity team lost in a tough battle against West by a score of 1-0. Playing well were Siv Bidwell, Diana Buvitas, and Sandy Brown. The junior varsity team fared better as they defeated the West team by a score of 3-0. Winning goals were gained by Mary Byrne, Chris Dolan, and Rory Tomlin. Other good players were Audrey Cheney, Sharon Foley, and Missy Matheson. The girls' gymnastic team also won their meet this week against Collingswood. Tomorrow they will play Toms River East away at 4 o'clock. On behalf of the faculty and administration, we would like to thank the Home and School Association for hosting a reception at East on Tuesday. A reminder to East parents that fall athletic contests are free except the football games. If you plan to attend these games, football season tickets are still available at the administration building on Mallcrest Road. Regular admission to these games are $2 for adults, $1.50 for students, and 50 cents for children. The coaches and players appreciate your support. Good luck to the students who are taking SATs on Saturday. They will be giving it East from 7:30 a.m. till noon. A reminder to all Cherry Hill residents 18 years or older to vote in the presidential and congressional elections this Tuesday, November 6th. Remember, your vote does count. That's all for this Halloween edition of Eastcast. Trick-or-treating ends at 8 o'clock tonight in Cherry Hill. Please stay tuned for the junior high school news, followed by the East-West boys gymnastics meet. For Gail Abrams, Ms. Beck, Mr. Hampson, and the entire Eastcast team, this is Louis Portella. Have a nice night, and please drive carefully.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Dove, and I'd like to welcome our viewers to another edition of What's News at Heritage. Our guests for this evening's show are two Heritage students, Stephanie and Eileen Oss. Eileen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Lisa, but I'm not Eileen. I'm Stephanie.
No, I'm Stephanie. She's Eileen.
As you may have guessed, the topic for this evening's show is being a twin. Stephanie, number one, can you tell us what you like most and least about being a twin?
Well, the thing that I like the most is there's always someone to talk to. But the thing I don't like is people always get us mixed up.
How about you, Stephanie, number two?
The thing I like about being a twin is we get to share each other's clothes, and we have, like, more friends. And the thing I don't like is also when people get us mixed up and they call me Eileen.
What are some of the funnier things that have happened to you because of your being a twin?
A few days ago, I can remember Eileen's social studies teacher came up to me, and she was giving me an explanation on the homework. And after she was finished, I explained to her that I wasn't Eileen, and she wasn't my social studies teacher.
Do your parents or friends ever have difficulty telling you two apart?
Well, our friends have a lot of difficulty telling us apart when we're not together.
How about your parents?
Well, sometimes they do. If they turn around really quickly and they call me Stephanie.
Eileen, besides being twins, Eileen and Stephanie have also shared another interesting experience. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we lived in England for 5 years. First when we were 4, and then when we were 7. And we lived in a town called Camberley, near London. And first we went to a private school called Lyndhurst, and then we went to a private school called Farnborough Hill. The school Farnborough Hill was first owned by Napoleon III, and when we had to, because it was a private school and it was an English school, we had to wear a uniform that was green, and we had nuns as teachers.
There are a lot of studies being done on twins. Have either of you ever had any unusual experience occur?
Once when I was in England, I was running and I tripped and fell on a gravel road, and I fell on my left knee. And then Steffi fell the next day on the same knee, on the same place, but it was a little bit worse. And then the next day I fell on my knee, the same knee, in the same place, but it was a little bit worse. So even our scraped knees look alike.
Our time is just about up for this evening's show, but before I leave, I'd like to thank whoever these people are who are joining us for this evening's show. So from Lisa Dove,
Eileen, and Stephanie Oss,
thanks for watching What's News at Heritage. Good evening. This is Melissa Bernstein, and welcome to Brainerd News. Last week, CATs were administered to our 8th grade students. These tests are our guide and help us pick our high school courses. We hope everyone did well. And now here's Adam Arrington with the sports for this week. Adam?
The 8th grade soccer team beat Haddon Township 2-0. However, they tied 1-1 with Haddonfield. The score with Beck was 3-0. 7th grade suffered one loss to Heritage. but they defeated Beck 2-1. The Mini Mustangs had another victim, Mount Laurel, 4-1. The 8th grade field hockey team won 2 games lately, beating Haddon Township 3-2 and also winning 1-0 against Heritage. The 7th grade field hockey team has 1 loss and 1 tie, but they beat Beck 2-0. Next week, we will have our complete fall sports wrap-up. Melissa?
Who was that masked man? Last week, we had a very successful turnout, 450 students for our first dance. We hope we have this many for our next. And now here's Joanne Harris conducting an interview with yet another teacher new to Brainerd staff. Joanne?
Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Heineman of our 7th grade mathematics department. Hello, Miss Heineman.
Hello, Joanne.
How long have you been in the teaching profession?
17 years.
Where did you get your training to become a teacher?
I started at Westchester State, and I finished at Glassboro State, and I have my master's degree from Glassboro State.
Excuse me. We're having an interview here for television for Brainerd School.
Oh, really?
Here, give her this apple when we get her out of here. Give her this tree.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. A nice day.
You too.
Yeah, Louise. So how did you arrive here at Brainerd?
Well, they closed Heritage, and that meant that some of us were moved to different schools.
You've been here for about 2 months.
About 2 months, yes.
What do you like about Brainerd School?
Well, everybody's friendly and fun. Kids are nice, and the faculty's nice.
Is there anything that you don't like about Brainerd?
Yeah, dressing like a pumpkin for your first interview.
Thank you, Ms. Heineman, for taking time out of your schedule to visit us down here in Brainerd News.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And now back to you, Melissa.
Next Tuesday are presidential elections. Don't forget to vote. Well, that's it for our show tonight. We'll be back with you again in 2 weeks on November 14th. So until then, this is Melissa Bernstein for the entire Brainerd News staff saying good night and have a pleasant evening.
Happy Halloween!